Hey, Jason, other two guys out today with COVID protocol. Is that just sort of life these days? You don't know who's going to be in, who's going to be out on a day-to-day basis. You just have to deal with it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the the world we're living in right now with the uncertainty on when guys are going to be available or not. So you just move forward. We've kind of gotten used to it. So yeah, it's next man up. Important games coming up, and we're going to need those guys playing well when they get back. But for the time being, we just move forward.
What stood out to you about this team's run the last 25 games? You guys are first in a lot of categories, including the standings after the slow start. You've been on a lot of teams that have gone through a lot of ups and downs over the years. What about this group stands out especially?
Yeah, I think there was a period where we played great hockey and dominated games, really controlled games. I think there's a time where, we were getting results and we weren't playing maybe as well as we wanted to. And those are good signs for a team because it shows that you can win when you're at your best and you can win when you're not at your best. So I think we're different to win. Teams have been good, and during the regular season, that's very important because you're playing a lot. And I think now we're coming back from the break, we have to reestablish our game. I don't think we loved our game against the Oilers. So it's just a matter of getting those habits back. When we defend well and we track hard and we're above pucks, we're a hard team to play against.
Next up, we'll go to Terry Cochet, Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Terry.
Hey, Jason, I guess the confidence of getting those habits back, like you say, must be there, considering that it has been such a part of the game for this team this season for the most part, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's starting to become our identity. And I think we've changed our perception, I think, of teams coming into our building, how we're going to play. We want to make sure that we're a hard defensive team to play against. I think when we're skating and back checking and really being above pucks, it feeds into our offense too. So I think the results have been there. It's been easy for the coaches to show us that. And to get us to believing that's the way we have to play. And that's why we've been able to have some sustained success here for the last 25 games.
I don't want to take anything away from any of your opponents in the NHL as a whole, but what are you anticipating something a little more difficult tomorrow night with what Colorado has been doing, the way they've been playing as well?
Yeah, I think, they're playing as good as they've played all year. I think they score 5 goals a game the last, 8 to 10 games. I watched them a little bit. That top line of theirs is one of the best lines, if not the best in the league. And we're going to be going into a rowdy building that we haven't felt for, almost a month now without fans here for us the last couple games and then before the break. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a tough road trip. We're seeing some of the best teams in the West on this trip and great challenge for us.
Next up, we'll go to Jonas Siegel with The Athletic. Go ahead, Jonas.
Hey, Jason, I'm wondering if there was a point in your career where you kind of felt like you put it together and if you're seeing something similar maybe happening with William right now.
Nope. No, as a player, I think you're always searching for what's next, how to improve. I think, definitely there's years when you know your game is in good shape and, you know what works for you. You have chemistry with your line mates, you have chemistry within your team, your place in the lineup is something that your role really well. And I think that's where Will's at. I think his role's expanded a little bit. There's more pressure on him to produce every night. I think he thrives under that. And I think that he's getting better at when his game does start kind of getting away from him a little bit, that he, grabs it back and gets back to his good habits and what makes him a good player. So the skill obviously jumps off the page. He works hard at his game. He loves hockey and he's getting great results because of it.
What do you think the key is to grabbing it back when it does slip a little?
I think it's recognition. I think I've spoken about this in the past that as a player, coach has 25 guys to take care of. So you have to grab it back yourself, and you have to understand when, maybe you're not getting the puck enough, or your line isn't creating as much, or you're not carrying play. So I think Will's probably recognition of what he does when he's playing well and what he does when he's not playing well. I think really has come to light for him. I think, he's a guy that speaks to, when we track back, when he's tracking back, when he's skating, he's getting the puck more, he's getting the puck earlier in the neutral zone, and then that allows just his game to shine. So I think, that's something I've talked to him a lot about, is just, when he's moving and tracking back, it actually unlocks his offense for him a lot. So just a great player that's, really finding his way.
We'll take 2 more here. We'll go to Joshua Cloak with The Athletic. Go ahead, Josh.
Hey, Jason, I just asked Morgan about Wayne Simmons, and he just mentioned how much Wayne talks about his daughter off the ice. I'm curious, do you guys talk parenthood at all? Do you talk parenting at all? I know that's something that you've kind of, obviously, it's been a focus of your life. Do you guys talk about that at all?
Yeah, we do. My kids are older than everybody else's, so guys, quite frequently just kind of ask me about the phases the girls are going through, and the different steps. Simmer's a guy that he's a very present father. He loves his daughter. He's got another kid on the way, and just a great person. So yeah, definitely, it's something that the guys with kids can bond over, is kind of the trials and tribulations of having kids and playing the NHL, and some of the challenges we go through, and also some of the most of the positives, and just sharing those experiences. So Simmer's a great family man, and we definitely talk about our kids a lot.
How difficult is it to be, you mentioned being a present father. How difficult is it to be a present father when you're away from home so often?
Yeah, there's definitely a balance, and it takes a strong wife at home to allow you to be a good, consistent hockey player, because it involves a lot of rest at home, and also finding a routine that works for everyone. So I know that's important in my household, is just having a good, sticking to routine, and when I'm home with the kids, making sure I'm giving them lots of attention. It becomes difficult to leave and to head on the road, especially in times like this when everybody's at home. So doing school, and it becomes difficult, but this is the balance, and this is when you really rely on your wife, and just having a strong family support system. So it's definitely something we talk about, though, in the room. We are humans, and we do go through this stuff just like everyone else.
And the last one here, we go to David Alter with the Hockey News. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Jason, you're someone who doesn't need a lot of motivation to play the game, obviously, but when you go from fans to no fans for those couple of games, was it at all hard to go to that kind of massive adjustment to kind of get a flow for the game again? And the second part to that is, are you pumped, and do you feel like you'll feed off it when you guys go on the road trip to see fans back?
Yeah, I love to play and compete regardless of who's around, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a bit of a shock coming back to the empty building. I think it was actually probably harder this time because we've had fans now. I think when we started the year with no fans, it almost became the norm, and you forgot how it was to have fans once you got into the rhythm of things. Going from full buildings, our crowd's been great this year. The team's had success at home. And then going to the empty building, it was a little bit different. We hope it's a temporary thing, and something that next time we're at home, we have people in the building. But heading on the road here, we can definitely use the juice from the crowd, even if it is the visiting team. So we all enjoy playing in front of fans more than we do without them. That's an understatement, and looking forward to it.